Yo, 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 ladies and gentlemen. What's poppin', homies? How you guys doing? We're doing some work today, allegedly. It's a real struggle to get out of bed this morning. I gotta admit, stayed up slightly too late and woke up with a massive fucking headache. But finally conquered it, and so while my stream is later than I expected it to be, it's still happening. So, yeah. Let's fucking go. What's up, Iron Torch? How you doing? We got some work on the AI today. That's pretty much my main objective, as well as ideally being able to ship a patch. Guess we'll just say reworks mains. Okay. So yesterday I almost started working on mapping for the new campaign, but decided against it. So that might happen later today, actually. We shall see. So my thinking is we probably want to vet our new systems some more, but I'm not sure that we need to worry about like pretty much anything. I'm not sure if there's anything in particular that actually needs to be vetted left, because I don't know to what extent any issues are from intrinsic systems or like build orders that need to be tweaked or something like that. So it looks like I have the regular pref stuff, but I don't have the build pref stuff. Oh, and there is one system that I have to implement, which is obviously the add-on stuff. So I guess I can go over to that. I'm not really sure why Init Town is all the way up here. I expected it to be a little bit more basic or universal, but where is T-Town? We can just put T-Town or Init Town above T-Town. It's fine, I think. All right. So here's something. Obviously, the Comsat station doesn't have a requirement, unlike the other add-ons. So I guess on the website it should probably be moved up, right? So we'll open up. Comsat should probably be after missile turret 0, 1, 2, 3, which would put it at 4. So we're 4, tier 1. And then nuclear silo, so we have 0, 1, and then 2 and 3. So 0, 1, 2. Oh, look at that. Might already be the case. Where my queue's at. There we go. There we go. So we'll do change Comsat tier. Misspelled the word tier, but whatever. Not that big of a deal. So now that we've got this done, we can see Comsat not having a tier is fine. So that's reflected now on the site. Or not having a requirement, rather. All right. So sort of like how we have add bunker and add turret, we should probably also have so T-Town finish, all it does is wait for a science facility and then multi-runs add ion cannon and then goes to idle. This seems really dumb to me, so to be honest, I feel like we can probably just do this. And then beyond that, we can, oh, not that. We can do this. So we can say multi-add add-on. So I'll keep that in mind. Add bunker, add turret. Yeah, so the add add-on thing, I feel like, should probably wait until the build order is done. It is kind of a difficult one. I don't know if giving the AI a bunch of extra add-on requests is going to result in some really stupid shit. Because currently the treasury is unable to lift off. So I guess we should probably, before we worry about setting that stuff up, we might want to do some work with that. So armory liftoff and landing has been updated. So I guess we can, what we can do is we can copy this. We can go to treasury and liftoff can be this. What is landing used for anything else? No. So we can go to treasury local 0, 1, I guess. Okay. How does this keep happening? My clipboard keeps getting so fucked up and I don't know why. What is it? Is like control delete or something? What's happening? No, control delete doesn't even do that. Somehow I delete something and that's what gets copied. Even though I just copied something else. It would make more sense if instead of that being the case, it just didn't copy anything, so it pasted like the last thing on my clipboard or whatever. But Windows 10 is really fucking dumb, isn't it? I mean, I guess I can like activate clipboard history or something, right? But still, pretty big hassle to be honest. Okay. Now down over here. Yeah. So we don't need to worry about playing any frames. Obviously the shadow will be fucked up because we're not changing any frames. But I think this should work in theory. Just rename these blocks. And then I can go to the treasury and mark them as having liftoff now. The real question is whether or not that is everything I need. I think I actually have to give them the button. I don't think I gave them the button. So we'll find treasury. Yeah. So I guess this will go up here. Oops. Factory. Would be nice if I could copy more than one button, but the technology just isn't there yet. Okay. Now in lift off, building lift off, lift off. Okay, I think we don't need to add any other junk. Probably just throw this up here. I'll probably have to go into the 4D824C, huh? I'm gonna hazard a guess that it's because they're not calling the right thing there. Okay. Let's try closing that. But yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna have to jump into GPTP and make sure that my part of my conditional. Oh, it probably doesn't have the flag in unit step. That'll be my next experiment anyway. So, flying building. Yeah, it should be the missing piece there. You actually. What's going on, dude? How was your double? Oh. Uh-huh. Oh, I know why that's happening. It's because I copied it from the factory. And I think somehow there are unit-specific things here. Okay. That's fucking weird. I don't know why. There's fucking unit ID hardcode associated. Or not really hardcode, but unit ID field. That's interesting. So I think I need to give the... let's see here. Hold on. If I jump into my ARR for the factory... and then I copy it down for the flingy ext file. Movement type has to be 1. Turn radius 27. Top speed 427. Excel 33. 2763. I forget, like, offhand all of the steps that are needed to turn a previously... what do you call it? There we go. Previously standard building. Apparently he doesn't want to land, though. Let's try and figure out why that is. Maybe I can give him the add-on order and then we'll fix it. Just as a test, obviously I still want to fix it, but I want to see if it's able to land at all. Okay. Lands to build an add-on. Doesn't want to land otherwise. Interesting. Yeah, I wonder why the land order is off, because the land order doesn't have a unit ID. Oh no, it does have a unit ID order, and that's the one that I just changed. So let me just verify that treasury is in fact... Okay. That would be why. Because we live in a fucking world where I've got to do it one up. I forgot about that. In fact, I didn't forget about it, but I thought that I didn't need that for this particular thing. So that is why. What a goofball. All right, I'd even fix the unit display. Perfect. Okay. Very nice. There's probably going to be some issues with the... I haven't defined a set of... let's check out the command center. I need to give landing dust and liftoff dust, so that's 6768. So I'll just give it that for now. Obviously, like, we can figure that out later. And then Terran. For nanite assembly, I wanted to move this one up slightly. Okay, that will just get us a slightly more accurate overlay for that. No big deal. Three what? You? I missed the 3 joke. Oh, yeah. I have to fix this. Oh, because I said I have to go one up. Yeah. Yeah, it would be simulation if I had to, like, even more simulation if I had to do that. Yeah, the dust is way off, but whatever. At least there is dust, I guess. I don't know. Maybe it's better if there isn't any, TBH. Alright, yeah, this fire used to hang off the edge over there, so glad I finally fixed that. I think there was one for a Protoss structure, but I don't remember which one it was. So at some point I'll run through all those again. Just check the damage overlays. Okay, so yeah, we can say that that is implement mark treasury liftoff as implemented. It'll be important for AI to be able to do that because, well, obviously, they are not going to put their treasuries in appropriate positions. All right, now I think it's in game hooks. I'm going to need to find if unit ID, yeah, and say unit status landed, I think. I've got to wait for this program to actually finish. So often, like if you start using the program too soon, it just breaks. It's so infuriating that this happens. I don't recall this happening with the older versions of Visual Studio, but if I compile with one of those, you just crash when you use a hotkey. So what's the point? This is functional. Is there no landed then? What would it be? I guess I go over here. Oh, grounded building. Grounded building. Okay. Should be okay. We'll test that. Nice. It does work. The overlay is a little bit out of sync, but in terms of the effect, but it does stop it from providing the effect, which is pretty nice. All right. So glad that there wasn't any additional headache there. Add grounded check to, say add landed check to Treasury Finder. Okay, and then we'll go into current patch here, and we'll say all right. That's pretty nice, to be honest. Now we can fairly comfortably work on the add infra block, which will be for infrastructure. I'm thinking we want one treasury with a quarry per base, and then certain builds or certain maybe certain personalities will want to deploy an extra treasury for a nuclear silo, and otherwise they're going to want comsats in the mains, and then the expansions will be like a little bit different, I think, which is probably fine. However, the quarry still now has use, being as it's able to build masons. It still has a use without, even if it's like placed somewhat far from a mineral field or something where it's not actually improving it. So I actually think it might be fine in that respect. So yeah, feeling fairly good about that. We're gonna jump down to wherever my add-on cannon is. What is this? These are builds. Where is my add ion cannon and whatnot? Add ion. Okay. So now we can do add infra. And we'll say so I'm sort of parsing this off of weight 12. I'll say we don't want to start adding the command center requests or the comsat station requests or any of these requests until build bool is done. So I'm going to say like the var ex weight build done 0 or 1 13, and then I'll say var ex weight can prod 113 as well, just so that we have both of those. Can prod this isn't really related to production intrinsically, but if you're under attack or if I have this disabled to reduce spending, obviously it would make sense to keep this somewhat consistent, right? And then we'll say, what do we want here? I would say if you have EX0 science facility and oh no, we just need engineering bay right now. So we'll say engineering bay box 63 blank. So I guess we could just do no towns. So you can do no towns, engineering bay, add comsat. And then otherwise, well, even then, I mean, add comsat will just have it work sort of like some of the other blocks where we'll say add comsat looks like local 255 at L1 comsat station blank return add build. So I guess this will be a check, right? So add comsat check. And then there's no other requirements, so that's pretty much the only thing. This will get superseded, where we'll say like var ex ex jump pref comsat station 1, and we'll say add comsat. And this will be add build 1 comsat station 2 blank, or what even is it? Add build 255. 1 2. Yeah, okay. This is me being unfamiliar with the syntax again. Okay, 1 2 275. Yeah, it should be fine. Then I think we go to add wait, blank return. Oh no, we can just return. Go to add return. There's like a slight delay there. What else do we want? I guess we can do something like local 255 at L2 comstat station blank return. Local 255 at L1 comstat station nuclear silo. Oh, I guess we can just say EX0. Well, actually, I don't know what the fuck to do about that. My concern is that this will, I can't detect how many slots you have relative to how many requests you're going to get. So you might just have an extra request for an add-on that doesn't ever get satisfied, which is my main fear. So add comstat check. This is basically just to make sure that you at least get a comstat station in the early stages of the game if your build is done before your NG bay is done, which is kind of unlikely. But that could be like if you lose it in an attack or something. So then pref comstat station, of course you go to add comsat var ax jump pref nuclear silo 1 add nuclear silo station. Var ex jump pref quarry 1 add quarry 13. So if you have any preferences, then you'll go to those immediately. Otherwise, we'll say, oh, for sure we should also like multi add treasury, or I guess call add treasury check, and then add treasury check will be like, oh yeah, I guess this is the other problem, right? So we'll say bring 13 exc 0 engineering bay 63. Because it has to be a call. It's not going to be a go-to or whatever. That's fine. Go to add in for just to close the loop there for now. We have to do some more here to iterate through this and see like what's the most useful. So I guess we could say like local 255 ex 0 0. Comsat station, lock 63, add comsat station, check. And then if it's 0 quarry, add quarry, check. And then I guess nuclear missile or nuclear silos will be the last of them all. So that's kind of the tier list that you iterate down. And then we'll say local 255 at least 2 treasury blank return. And then otherwise we'll say, I don't know if every base should have one or the other. Like, probably not. I just don't know how to design it so that we maximally ensure that there's no like floating add-ons. Like add-on requests that are never satisfied or whatever. Would obviously be pretty bad. At least 2 treasury blank return, so no more than 2. And then we'll say no towns, engineering bay blank return, even though that's unlikely. Yeah, otherwise I guess we can just say add build 1, 205, treasury 1, 2. Say, I guess we can say 80. Treasury T, by the way. Don't know where that one came from. And then go to add return. Okay, then we can do add or silo check. Nuclear silo. Add quarry check. Add quarry. Thanks for catching that one. What's up, Viker? That would have probably just caused a crash, to be honest, because there's no syntax checking. Oh wait, this should be down here. Oh yeah. Guess it should be in both places, which kind of means that this is redundant. So I think this should be much more robust than what we had before. And then we can just call this from the expansion town as well. T-expand. Add bunker. Oh, we should be multiing ion cannon towards the bottom here. And here we'll just delete all this and we can say like multi add infra. Simplify that a bit. No, not since the last hidden stream. Okay. If I've done everything correctly here, this should give us a pretty decent update to the Terran AI. Oh. Wait, what is it? It's probably for some treasury shit. Okay. Oops. So I want to see what this looks like, actually, for later stages. Pretty curious. Kind of happy that they decided to go for that as their second base instead of the one that's farther away. My layout changes seem to be assisting in this. Ooh, get microed, boy. Meanwhile, Zerg heard. I'm sure they'll wake up eventually. It's a pretty big loss. In terms of structures, but I guess they've got decent amounts of production. I really have to overhaul the Zerg production in particular because they definitely overbuild hatcheries for my money when larval colonies are perfectly serviceable. Oh, this should also mean that we get ion cannons out of the mains now. More consistently, anyway. Town center placement. It's all gone to shit. Alright, what do we got here? We do actually have add-on requests and stuff. Let's see here. We apparently have 1 million machine shop requests. We have 4 quarry requests somehow. I guess it's across both cases. Oh, I guess that... If I had to guess, it's because there's no adding here. Yeah, so... There should be like a solid... If I had to guess, like a minute-long wait, at least. It's kind of boner-headed of me to not have fixed that up. I'm not sure. I don't know why that would result in the AI not doing much. It would just load up on requests and then not solve any of them, but... Let's see here. Study these variables. Okay. Yeah, I'm not really sure if there's anything in particular here that's off. Like, these are clearly fine. These call this block that terminates with that return. So that should be fine. This block terminates with end return. And then it loops in on itself. And obviously these blocks also terminate with either add return or blank return. So, yeah, probably just the lack of time between everything. Didn't get any progress from iQuare about the crashes. He tested a few times on some maps, but he wasn't able to get anything going, it seems. Very late expo. They do have the treasury request, the comsat request, the quarry request, and the nuke silo request, and they haven't done anything. They don't need any more workers on this base. Like, to me, it seems pretty clear that something is stopping them from wanting to do this stuff. But I don't know. Like, obviously, human players can use the treasury just fine. They don't have that much money, admittedly, but yeah, at least this time they actually got their add-ons for the most part. See, this one also wants all the add-ons. Like, seems pretty quick to actually get, queue up the requests, but they're not really doing anything with them. So, in such a case, I guess, like, maybe the priorities need to be higher. That actually is probable. Like, I guess we can do something like 90 90 for ion cannons. Try 85 for missile turrets. 85 for bunkers. 90 for treasuries. 91 for the add-ons. That's probably got something to do with it because I just remembered that I upped the priority for a bunch of stuff. So would only make sense that it would never get iterated on. Leave that running for a moment. All right, NG Bay is done. Command center done. Now they are getting kissed. Save them, Ahmed. This isn't fair. He's getting attacked by all three players. I'm trying to test this man. All right, whatever. Let's take a look at this guy's face. One turn's as good as another, I guess. But I'm also seeing no add-ons in this guy. So what the fuck is the deal? Oh, we've got an add-on. That might be explicitly requested, though. Hi. Just as a bit of a check here to make sure that this stuff is even happening. What could I do, actually? So, I guess we can do bring 13 at, or, yeah, bring 13, oh. Okay, we'll try that. And then on the second one, just wait. Like 300 or whatever. Or no, I guess we could just wait the time of the unit, right? The time of the structure's construction. What's up, Balethal? Seems a bit odd to have this require that much time. Okay. So we're gonna see how that fares compared to what we just were messing around with. Hopefully this AI doesn't get double teamed again, or triple teamed as it were. Oh shit. Oh, never mind, that's a captaincy. Not the same thing at all. I wonder if there's just some weird hard code where the AI refuses to build treasuries, to be honest. But yeah, the main issue here is that where is it? Oh, they haven't actually gotten the request yet, so that makes sense. They've got money, man. Where my money at? Give me some moolah. They shouldn't have an Iron Foundry request until they have a science facility. Add prod. Where are we at for... Oh, that might be from the build, actually. That makes sense. Because they would get the science facility request, and then they would get the... Yeah, they don't actually have the, like, anything else going on. Okay. On cannon. So yeah, I guess we'll do weight, bill, or... One science facility blank. Okay. Just to reduce the amount of dead requests that they have, more or less. So they still don't have a treasury, which is interesting. They don't even have the request here, I don't think. But if they do, I can't see it. Oh, there we go. We finally have a treasury. Holy shit. It worked. This means we should have an add-on pretty soon for this as well. I wonder if... This is another thing that I should probably do for queuing Mason. Q1 Mason. Yeah. I was thinking it could be Q1 Mason Quarry. Command Center Quarry, because obviously that would happen there. And then for Protoss, obviously we could do Q Scribe. So Nexus Forge. Check it out. They built a treasury. Fucking unbelievable. Notably, I haven't seen any missile turrets, which is pretty sad. They've got so much money, but they don't have the science facility. They don't have the gas for science facilities. I wonder why they're not getting the refinery from the space. Refinery. So I'll increase the priorities or whatever, but I was just thinking... T expand. 960 build 1 refinery. 85 stop. Might be a good idea. TBH. Yeah, that should fix that. In theory, anyway. But they just don't have the gas to do anything, so they've got 5k fucking minerals, but no gas. Which means they're just going to sit here and spin for a while. And it's mostly just because I set up the initial gas stuff, like the gas harvesting and a bit of a... What the fuck, 106? What? Oh. Command... Center quarry. Apparently you can't do this? What if I do EXTQ? I'm not sure if it actually fixes it. I'm assuming this is like the first time I'm actually using this command in anything, so... Alright, I guess we'll just get rid of that then. I guess what we could do, though, is we could develop this. You could say, instead of... We just add the same thing, but queue it again. And... 150... 50, and then obviously if we... I don't know, maybe that will help. Forge. That's why drones are the... Or Droleths are the master race, right? Larva master race. Don't need to have any worry about that in your script. So yeah, at this point, obviously, if like the Terrans just start working correctly now, that would be pretty epic. With like their add-ons and stuff. It's such a small like thing, to be honest. It doesn't really manifest in something like truly phenomenal in terms of how much impact it's going to make. At least I don't think it will. All right, we've got the gas. How long till we get the gas over here as well, homies? Get the gas! There we go. Gas and treasury. Get the gas? Get the gas? Get the gas? Oh, fuck. Get the gas! No! Don't do this! You must get the gas! Oh, fuck! Gas? Fuck! They won't get the gas! It's over. I mean, so far it looks like everything else is getting the gas. Though I missed this part, so I don't actually know about it. Get the gas? Fuck. They won't get the gas, guys. They don't even know what gas is. Well, there's probably bugs with everybody, but I'm just optimizing the AI right now. Get the gas? Gas here? Hey, it's down here. So why does red get the gas, but purple doesn't want it? Oh, maybe he'll get this gas. Maybe we just need to make the gas like the highest fucking priority request in the entire game, to be honest. I don't know. I would be open to it. Holy shit, dude. Look at this guy popping off with his 3 gas. Double ion cannon. Multiple treasuries. And 3 nanite assemblies that I count so far. It's also known as what we call epic. Get the gas? He doesn't want the gas. Fucking lunatic. What a guy! Oh, Corey! Who's got the gas? This guy really doesn't like gas. Another thing I thought about for the production, it might be a good idea to potentially focus in on optimizing the production so that they actually do weight similar to the treasury stuff that I set up here, where I do like the weight build start or whatever. The weight build start is not scalable though. It's that's probably something I could do with the preprocessor or something, but obviously with this, not really a good idea. But if we jump over to add prod, you'll notice that like my add prod weight stuff is pretty slim. Like the weights are almost non-existent. And I think that might be a part of why that happens. I mean, they wait for can prod to be set, which is like reset by AI by the defense stuff. But for example, we have like add prod barracks here and whatnot. I think it would probably be better to remove the resource check, but then do like a wait for how long the structure actually takes to build, or something associated with it, like maybe slightly less. So in here it's like 1080, so maybe we can do 900. And then for, I'm not sure about the rest, I guess factory and starport are 50 instead of 45, so then we would do 1080 for those. Like shave 5 seconds off or whatever each time. You know, the add-ons are a little bit less of a problem, I think. Like, we probably don't need to worry too much about those. But I think it's better to actually create the requests and then have a decent amount of a delay in between them. So now we can do like, well, I guess we would probably want to create the requests and then for like the add-ons and stuff at the same time or whatever. So we do 900 plus 600 is that, so that's a 25 for the med bay. So maybe we just do like, oh, maybe we just do the 900 for the source structure. I think we just do the source structure weight no matter what, basically. So then for captaincy, like, I don't know what the fuck the captaincy is. Looks like it's 60. Is that right? Was it supposed to be lower or something? It looks like it's supposed to be 50, which is 1200. So we can do 1080. Say weight 1080. For factory, we know factory is going to be 1080 as well. So we'll say weight 1080. Add that to the salvo yard. And then weight, I guess it would be like 1200 for 50. What is 55? 30, yeah. Okay, that's fine. Then wait 1200, and then wait. These are 1080, so we do wait 1080. Wait 1080. Yeah. And so on the flip side, like we're not delaying the request being added to wait for resources in the event that the AI doesn't have the resources. We're just creating the request and then like waiting a decent amount of time so that the request can be prioritized by the AI according to what it actually has. I'm hoping that this will cut down on the overall number of like floating requests where they just sit there. And they'll just like actually create the unit. Like they have the time to do so now before it loops back over on itself. But I mean, I don't know for a fact if that's going to happen or not. So I just accidentally closed it, prank, but it's okay because I saved my work first. So yeah, I have a feeling that will help in the future. Meanwhile, it looks like there's some spinning happening. Let's not spin. We've got that. We've got this. Okay. I'm thinking for weight gas 2 or weight gas 3 or whatever. We probably want to increase the refinery. Say, oh wait, no, we can just say replace this. Say refinery 99. And then we'll do the same over here. Even though the other races don't seem to have nearly as much of a difficulty. It's just like gas is going to be super important. So, I mean, it already is super important. So we might as well just make the AI prioritize it in their expansions. You know? I mean, I guess like the other thing we could do here as well is we could just say res area 255 EX0 gas. Oh wait, no, it's EX255 gas 0 blank. And we can add this to all of the scripts so that if they expand to a mineral only, they're not going to have a unsatisfiable request. Seems fine to me. Check that out. All right, so we can do that. Well, I will leave you guys with a brief but scenic departure while I use the bathroom. And you guys can check out this guy's base while we wait. So hold on. Okay, BRB. All right, I'm back. How we doing? What a mess. Where are your units at, dog? Homie? Homie G. Monsieur Blue. Where the you? Nits. He doesn't have any. He doesn't have a single unit. Yeah, these AI are brutal. Just cut your fucking IRLRS down. See ya. Meanwhile. Alright. Maybe don't get the gas before the fucking Nexus is done. I guess as Protoss, maybe that makes sense, actually. I didn't even think about that one. Alright, Memento of Truth. Ah, instant gas, of course. Love that. Yeah, that might be a bit much. Might be overcompensating. We'll see. If it works, man. That's my philosophy. Meanwhile, this does not work. Like 5 units just walked up and killed this guy. At least he didn't lose any production. Although he did lose his fucking pool, which is really bad. But whatever. That's probably the worst I've seen that AI perform, to be honest. Out of all cases. Alright. So once we get out of the build phase, which I believe we are in because we're seeing treasuries for both players, this should mean that the new production logic is running. So any production structure that's added at this point is going to have been done so, maybe with the exception of these guys over here in the expansion, but I'm pretty sure, yeah, on the expansion it also should be running the same way. So yeah, I think we should be seeing production structure requests now that are handled via the new code. So, got the comsat coming. Zealot's kissing you. Alright, that guy's under attack, so... Oh, meanwhile, this Zerg also fucking died. Didn't notice that. It's alright, we'll get there eventually, guys, don't worry. We will resolve these issues. Given enough time. Alright, where are my production homies? Let's find out. We have Terran Barracks ×2 request. Iron Foundry ×2, Captaincy ×4. So it doesn't look like they're bothering to satisfy them, even though they have money. I don't really know what they are satisfying instead. I mean, like, they're not building the fucking machine shop, even though it's the top of the list in terms of priorities. Oh, maybe they were waiting for ion cannon money or something, I don't know. I guess we'll find out when. No, they just keep training more units by the looks of things. All right, so yeah, I'm not 100% sure what the issues would be in this current system. Okay, maybe that's fine then. So, the question then is, ion cannon should probably be like 90, 90, 90, 90. I'm thinking 90 for everything, to be honest. It's fine for the command center add-ons and treasuries to be higher because those are infrastructure, maybe a little bit more critical, one would argue. But yeah, the ion cannon doesn't need to be that high priority. We do finally, I tuned back in, and we do finally have the AI spending some of their cash, but now they're out of gas despite harvesting off of 3. And I'm pretty sure it has a high likelihood to do with the fact that they're spending so much money on ion cannons. Like they spent 3,000 gas on ion cannons. I think, yeah, that's pretty fucking nuts. So maybe we want to limit it to 1 ion cannon per base, and have the weight be much larger. Or I guess the weight wouldn't matter if it's only limited to 1 anyway. So I guess we can do something like bring 13 at L, 3 ion cannon, block 63, add ion cannon 2. P need 1 cannon. Go to add return. Something like this. I think should be fine. That way, like, okay, if you need it, then go for it, I guess. Oh no, I don't know. Maybe it doesn't matter. Maybe we just yeah, maybe we just blank return it then. If you have a more than 3. It probably makes more sense for now. Doesn't really explain the whole, I think, like, T-town, if I go to here. Okay, no, never mind. I think, build gas. So wait, weight gas. Is weight gas? Oh, it is in core spending. Okay, that makes sense. So let me find where weight gas 2 is called. It's called here. So yeah, all we should really have here is be multiing it after the weight build one nexus thing. To be honest, I don't remember what creep colonies priorities are. $75, it looks like. And then we build 1 hatchery. This is where we do. Wait, the fuck? Gas 2. Okay. Okay. Well, just them spending so much money was crazy. All right. I'm definitely feeling a bit let's just say it's I'm sensing my motivation waning just a tad about since I've been like doing this testing stuff for so long, like back to back, right? But I guess my main concern right now is that I mean Terran should be fine. I'm not really convinced that this has given much of a performance improvement, but I don't know, it should still be okay. They've got the treasury and secondary gas. They've thrown in a captaincy. They're getting the add-ons. Like, I can run in here and check and see what they've got right now. So they still want another machine shop. In fact, they haven't gotten their third factory, which is a bit odd. Not what you would expect. What do we got from here? Yeah. Factory, Starcraft. They've got a lot of requests over here, but they're not doing anything with them. And this is kind of what I mean. Like, I'm wondering why this happens specifically. What are they getting hung up on that they're just not spending money? Okay, they've deployed the add-on at the expansion. Seems kind of hit or miss as far as that's concerned. There should definitely be an explicit refinery request over here. This doesn't really make sense to me. There we go. Did I screw something up here? Oh. I guess the weights can go. Or maybe they can stay, but they should be much shorter. See, they have so much money. They even have a lot of supply, but they don't seem to have too much interest in spending it. Brutal. Oh, that's floating. Okay. That's what I expected to happen, to be honest. You're going to see a lot of flying treasuries. The AI probably doesn't have a hard code built-in thing that stops them from trying to set this up in like obviously you can't land this structure near resources, right? I don't think it was ever broken to the point where it just didn't work, but you'll have to be a bit more specific. I just implemented some code where it'll handle some of the more recent additions, like this sort of add-on management stuff. I'm definitely a little perplexed, though. Like, tons of money. Very slow to build additional production structures. I guess they got destroyed over here. Coming to finish the job. They tried to satisfy the add-on request here. I don't think that's going to result in anything, but maybe they'll lift it off and land it in some better place. Their code over there is not adding any more requests until they start the thing, right? That's the main issue, I guess. Like, they'll probably drop another treasury over here at some point because they grabbed the quarry. Oh, you know what? There is a logical error in the code. I just remembered. I'll be able to fix that pretty soon. But it shouldn't require or result in this. Like, they should have so many more production structures because they have so much more money. And that the requests are here. So, like, we got barracks, we got factory 2, starport 3, 4 captaincies, 3 iron foundries. I don't see any nadite assemblies, but like, seems like a foregone conclusion that they should be spending the money on. Like, they have okay army sizes, I guess, but they should have like probably double or triple that, to be honest. They're getting a lot of supply depots. Oh, that could happen all the time. Yeah, we have no control over the building algorithm, so until we reverse engineer it, then yeah, we can't improve that at all. That's just going to be how it is. So it can happen. Might have already happened somewhere, like over here. Oh, doesn't look like it though. The solution is usually indirect. You just make more space and hope it works out. Like in this case, the AI aren't blocked by anything. They're just not using all of their units because the attack vector or array is really small. I love the Ovaleth getting the benefit. That's really funny. Yeah, they've got so much money. Many requests, but they're not resolving any of them. I guess maybe this could be the result of the logical error that I just remembered. So maybe we could look into that. Add infra. Okay. var ex jump infra cycle 1 and infra 13. No, he's got he had plenty of stuff. It's just a lot of it was on the field, like attacking. Okay. Yeah, that might actually have caused some issues where they're trying to satisfy a request, but I mean, it shouldn't. But if the requests are the highest priority stuff, then I could see that happening, where they just can't satisfy them, so they rage quit or whatever. Interesting. Yeah, he's already starting to float a lot of money. So maybe the answer is just to increase the priority of the production structure requests if this is going to continue happening, because I don't even think he has a treasury request right now. Oh, maybe it is. I guess technically it's possible. But at the same time, he's getting more production structures than he was last time, so initial results appear to be fine. I'm noticing I'm not seeing any treasury or add-ons or whatever on the main base, so that might be something that kind of got fucked over. Oh, wait. I don't know, maybe that's not really that big of a deal, but... I have just realized that these variables are global as opposed to being local to the stack. I have no fucking idea how you would make them local to the call stack. That's kind of like a dark fucking art or something. They do have a lot more shit now. They have tons of nanite assemblies. Like they're getting their third now, which is pretty nice. They have the 3 expansions, obviously. It looks like Orange got fucking annihilated by something. I wasn't paying attention, so I didn't see it. But even that notwithstanding, I don't know how these guys are doing by comparison, but they definitely need to get some high-tech stuff going on for them. So, yeah, let me ask Veek about this, I guess. Oh, at least they are actually getting missile turrets from time to time. Successfully outfitted with add-ons. First time we saw that. Orange somehow reestablishing presence. Brown stealing his stuff. Rude. A rude dude. This is not a fight you're gonna win, Mr. Centaur. Bye. That might be the case, TBH. Iquare was the secret enemy the entire time. Would you believe it? I don't know what that means by in. You got to be more specific with some of your stuff, man. What infestation thing? The infestation hasn't changed, so. I looked fast at that centaur that had the malice overlay on it, and I thought there was like the game was just adding new units to itself. Like, oh, okay, yeah, I guess it's been a while since I've added the last new unit, guys. So the AI decided to just make one for itself to use. Oh, this is great. That'll work out well. Hey, maybe they'll build the treasury right there afterwards, and it'll all make sense. Hi. I should probably adjust the cropping on this slightly. Double treasury, no add-on, by the way. Tons of this. Again, I guarantee you if we... Yeah, he's got so many minerals. At least he's spending his gas, but he's got so many minerals. Maybe if I wanted to be extremely epic, I could go into add prod and check. Here we go. Add prod mech check. Oh, I kind of like this system better, but we don't have a way to just like know off the top of our heads if there's going to be more gas income or whatever. Instant nanite assembly request. Love that. This AI knows what the fuck's up. Meanwhile, taking the space, like, fuck you. Hi. Turbo mode. I do feel like the Phobos is kind of underwhelming, to be completely frank. Yeah, I should probably remove the missile salvo and just make it so that it uses the lasers and have, like, that be more about what it's all about. I said that I will be reworking the infestation eventually, yes. But that's not me fixing it. When you say fix, I'm thinking you mean that I should be like there's a bug with something, and there isn't a bug with the current infestation as far as I know. I guess you could say that there's a bug with it conceptually because it's terrible as an idea, and that's why I want to change it, but yeah. That's about it. Will this Phobos die ever? I guess so. But it took out some simulations. That's pretty good. Eh. Wait, hallucinated simulacrum also split, I think. Holy fuck, Pazuzu! Get him. Yeah, the Centaur does still do that. Even in a vacuum, it's not particularly cool in my opinion, but yeah, it's something that for sure doesn't fit with the Phobos. This is a pretty fucking dirty attack force. The idea of having 3 Minotaurs, a couple Centaurs. The Storms are a good counter in a way, but I don't know if they have enough. I mean, it's not really a good counter. It just doesn't sustain damage from the armor, so... Eh. Oh! Hi, one more. Brutal. How long can one man survive against hordes of men of beefier varieties? Holy shit. These are some pretty epic endgame armies. I haven't observed that bug myself, I don't think. But I can obviously have, I can look into it, and I'm sure Iquare will have some idea about it. Zerg here. Sup, Xenox? It varies from race to race. A lot of the Protoss names are, the new Protoss names are Latin words that are kind of concatenated, just sort of jumbled together. And in such cases, on the website, it'll even say like what they are. So Solarian instead of carrier, for example, it says a leader of the stars. That's what Solarian actually means. I think Solarian might even actually be a real, like as real of a Latin word as it gets. But that's just an example. I guess technically it's probably like a leader of suns or something, but I try to make it a little bit more general. For Terran units, I try to stick to mythology, and I feel like those are some of the more interesting names out there. Are the ones that have that mythological component to them. And it kind of helps feel grounded in Terran history as well when you have stuff like that going on, at least in my opinion. So that's more or less what I stick to there. And for Zerg, I usually look up really obscure, like African and Asian mythology stuff if I need inspiration for some sort of guttural sounding, unknowable sounding thing from a Western perspective. Like that's kind of what works. And then I'll take that word or of that means like a god or something, maybe a weapon of a god or something like that, whatever the case may be. And I'll just sort of move letters around, maybe add some sounds and stuff, and then slot in a suffix that pertains to the unit's use case. So you got row core for melee, which is where ultra core comes from. It's usually row, but in that case it's raw because I wanted to keep the ultra stuff. I guess it could be ultra core instead if I wanted to be super consistent. You got obviously Nathra core and Gorgra core for the other cases of that. You've got Leth, like Avaleth, Droleth, that sort of stuff for specialist units that have like utilitarian uses. Matroleth for the queen. And then you've got Lisk, obviously Hydralisk, for mid-range combatants, like ranged combatants that aren't super long range. And then you've got Thalor, like Gizithalor or Cascathalor for really long range ones. So it depends on the race, obviously, but I basically have a different system in play for each one based on what I think sounds reasonable. We finally got a nuclear silo, boys. I do like how expansion hungry these guys are. That's pretty good. Yeah, I think maybe only one treasury per base is sufficient, though. In which case I can add some... Oh, 43F3 8B. This is probably the traditional AI crash. It's not the one, but It is an AI crash that I have seen before. There will be an AI build at some point that, like, obviously when the queen changes are in, that, yeah, will prioritize them to some degree. There's already a couple of AI builds that use queens because, or matroliths rather, because they are pretty powerful units, but never even heard of whatever that is. Baudrillardian. Listen, we know lard around here, but that's only one of those syllables. What is that? Simulacrum is let's see. Becomes truth in its own right, the hyperreal. Oh yeah, I guess I have heard of this actually. It's just I don't know if I ever heard of the guy's name. But it's not really like meant to tap into that necessarily. It's more that uh pretty much every single robot or autonomous drone from the Protoss is, if it's not used purely for utility's sake, like it's not used to, for example, harvest resources or transport units or gather information, then they have this stigma against them culturally in my fan fiction. And so I wanted to pick names that indicated that there's something a little stigmatized about the concept, or that implies, sort of hints at a deeper meaning. So I guess that fits. I mean, literally the unit when it gets attacked splits into two, and as a result of that, it's hard to say which one is the original one in the middle of battle, right? But they both attack. They both deal the same amount of damage. They both they behave like simulacrums, so, or simulacra, I guess. So yeah, in a way, it fits. I certainly won't make any protestations about that. Okay, that should fix our issues there with overbuilding on treasuries. And there we go. What else do we want? It's going to be a while before Protoss are ready to go, or Zerg for that matter, in the same manner. But I think we were able to do pretty decent amounts of work here. So we fixed up that stuff. Adjust gas weights for all AI. Optimize, we'll say, add infra. Let's move this over here. Okay. Let's see who's interested in hopping on. Wow. Holy shit. Hold on. I'm reading news. All right, man. Dude, I have no idea what you're talking about, Mr. Smith. Better luck next time, I guess. Yeah, I'm not familiar with those ideas particularly, but there's a little bit more documentation. You may have already read it in here, Mr. Xanox, but my main ideas for Protoss were just to tweak them so that they weren't running around like complete lunatics. Like if you've played the original campaign at all recently, or at least just remember like the plot element or the plot outline, so to speak, they go from like not even finishing to like not even saving their own home planet to just like running off with that entire army and like arresting some dude named Tassadar. It's like what? Why? So they just seem so dumb. And so much of their stuff seems so dumb. So because I want to tell a serious story, I've got to make these factions somewhat serious. I would just be doing my own stuff entirely, but don't have the assets for a complete redesign and like using the same graphics as we've known to associate with Terran, Zerg, and Protoss and just renaming them or whatever doesn't seem right at all. So can't have that. But my main idea, I could probably like elaborate on a lot of this stuff in the actual documentation. Like most lesser problems is pretty fucking vague. But the idea is like, you know, the Protoss have achieved some degree of enlightenment where they can start to aspire to be greater as a species, but they still have they pursue individual greatness on behalf of the greater whole. So they're not really collectivists, but they're not really individualists. There's like some of each, option A and option B, both taken in that respect. And just try to make them feel believable and also have something that pushes them in a direction where they will naturally run into conflict with members of their own race and, of course, with other races as well. And I just think that that ends up being a lot more interesting. But obviously, I'm biased. It's my shit. Fraudcraft attendance file. I like that one. Well, I'm waiting for. Wait, did people actually respond? Who do we have? Looks like it's just you and me who have confirmed right now, Mr. Kian. But yeah, but what does the counter to armor or whatever you were talking about have to do with getting better at the game exactly? Luciferius says possibly. Looks like it compiles fine, Monsieur Vicar. And now what? In my config, what do I do? Did you send me documentation? Run the game once. You. True. Let's test this out, homies. I'll just leave it running for a while. All right, well, I guess since we've done so much work and we can pretty comfortably feel like we are epic, reduce nuclear silo build time. And then... Okay. And then... We'll just see if we crash or whatever. We had one crash out of all of our tests. It was a pretty entertaining game to watch, too. Kind of unfortunate. But that crash also would have had a... what do you call it? I think that would have had a debug message associated with it. Been modified, and nothing is different, by the way. Do you think this config stuff, in theory, would it cause desyncs if you were playing with players who didn't have the config stuff loaded? Because it's technically running different code. Or is it? I don't actually know if it is. I might be lying there. That might be a fraud. I know it doesn't affect the game state, but technically you are running debug code. I guess the code just does nothing for players who don't have the whole shebang going. Don't have the verbose option. Might be the case. Close this. Close that. Yes, Mr. Smith, you are correct. Oh, 6959 AC. I don't know what the fuck that is. I didn't get a log, so... Prank? Verbose is true. But no log. Anyway, if you want to learn what the armor types are of a unit, you just mouse over and you see medium, see large, see small, and you'll see normal, explosive, concussive. Now, if you're asking me what those do, it's 50, 75, 100. So normal does 100 damage, 100% damage to everything. Explosive is 75% to medium and 50% to small, but 100% to large. And concussive is 100% to small, 75 to medium, 50 to large. So yeah. Anyway, I will be closing the stream down now. We'll see where we go. Hopefully we get that logging thing sorted out pretty soon. Aside from that, I'll push an update in probably the next 20 minutes or so, maybe a little bit less than that. And should be good. So thanks to Veek for the work, and thanks to everybody else for hanging out. And I'll catch you guys very soon. Hopefully we have enough players to do some fraud crafting. And aside from that, see you on the next mod stream. Bye.